The Turning Point USA halftime show was abysmal. Kid Rock's audio and video were not synced up, plus he disagrees with public sentiment that he lip-synced.
Outlaw was about standing up for your rights against a very rigid music business system, you know?
Meanwhile, country music star Charley Crockett has shown how he and rock differ, and it is a sight to behold.
We're here to address the fake news media and all the trolls that are piling on trying to say I was lip syncing on the Turning Point USA halftime to Ball with the Ball. You know that song's chaos. And the first thing is, if I was ever going to lip sync, which I wouldn't, that would be the last song I would ever have to bring in the fold to do it to. They sent me a first cut, we taped it, and then they sent me a first cut, and my comment was, the sync is off. They were trying to line up. First off, if we would have done it, if we would have recorded it and then played like we were singing it, lip synced it, it would have been pie. Now when I'm doing that, you see me, I'm all over the stage. Ooh, I'm flipping the mic, I'm down here, I'm over here, back, boom. I know these guys had a difficult time getting that sync together. For the haters and the trolls out there, that's exactly what happened. And by the way, most of you know this. If you have any inclination, some of you that are in the entertainment world, you could look at that and be like, oh, the sync's off. But no, they had to lie and say, oh, he was lip syncing. And then the problem is people amplify this all over the internet. And I know most people don't even care, but there's certain people that just keep repeating it so people think it's a fact. And this goes on both sides. But they do it far too often, especially in the fake news media, the left-wingers, crazy libtards.
While Rock made excuses for his poorest performance,
These guys, it's like whether it's Robert Johnson or B.B. King in the Delta or whatever, or Buddy Holly out in West Texas, you're influenced by the radio and all that. But there's something to be said for like what's out, how hard that earth is out there in West Texas. And like
Crockett, born in the state he mentioned, is true country. I mean, through and through country. His latest post would touch on Kid Rock, Turning Point, Bad Bunny, Super Bowl halftime, the Grammys, Donald Trump, politics, and more. It hit home for many, myself included. They keep saying I'm a cosplay cowboy, but they love a cosplay president, he wrote. Some folks have been on here calling Muhammad Ali a draft dodger when y'all got one in the White House. When I was at the Grammys the other night, I saw a guy get up and talk about Jesus, and then I saw Bad Bunny get up there and talk like Jesus. The country music establishment should be taking notes on a Puerto Rican American who has not forgotten his heritage and brought his culture's traditional music back to the front, showing the world something new with it. Let's stop here for a moment. For a country music star with, and I'm looking at my notes here, 455 million total streams, to say something like this in the wake of the backlash that we have seen is beyond strong and defiant. Continuing, the president is a grifter who bankrupted 6 casinos. That's pretty extraordinary considering it's a rigged business in favor of the House. The only thing he's good at is filing lawsuits and portraying a successful businessman as a reality TV actor. Last time I checked, Elon Musk was an immigrant from South Africa, but there he is standing in the White House buying our elections. Let's deport his blank and send Peter Thiel back with him, since they both openly believe in a post-democratic society where men of their class are above the law. Forgive me if I have a problem with a 34-time convicted felon running this country when I lost the right to vote or own a weapon for years over marijuana. I'll save my thoughts for the end here. Let's continue. As long as you're hating the oppressed and loving your oppressor, you'll never know why our generation is poorer than our parents and grandparents. As a great man once said, it's welfare for the rich and rugged individualism for the poor. If you could sleep at night licking their boots, that's between you and yours. But that type of thinking isn't freedom. It's mental slavery. Every single right we have as a people wasn't handed to us. We had to fight and take it. Judge a man by how he treats the poor and those who he views as being able to do nothing for him. Don't forget why Muhammad Ali said, I am America. Remember the coal miners of Harlan County, Kentucky. I believe in what we can be. Right on. Be the Austin American statesman. He would also be critical of Trump when the administration would rename the Gulf of Mexico to the Gulf of America. More from Crockett via Rolling Stone. Last summer, he was embroiled in an online feud with country singer Gavin Adcock over the idea of authenticity in the genre, and shared his thoughts on Music Row produced country music. Quote, "I don't think they stand for anything. They stand for auto-tune and songs written by a committee," he told Rolling Stone's Nashville Now pod. Quote, "Outlaw was about standing up for your rights against a very rigid music business system. In the game where you throw money at a young artist, and if it doesn't work out, no problem, because there's 1,000 standing behind you, well, a controversial figure is unlikely to ever rise." Of course, fans were less than pleased when they read Charley Crockett's post on Instagram. Here are a few of the reactions. Amanda Horrell 316 wrote, "This post is disappointing. I really like your music, but can't stand behind your politics. I think you'll find true country music fans are conservative." Added Craig Russell 35513. "I don't understand why an artist feels like they have a finger on the pulse of society and that they assume they have some bold political statement everyone cares about. We don't pay you to think." Well, here's what I will say to that. We did a video previously of Chris Christopherson, Willie Nelson, Johnny Cash, I believe, was on it as well, where they talked about how freedom of speech and constitutional rights are very important, and how the problem is oligarchs and bad faith actors. This is many, many years ago. Many. And I know I've said this before, I will say it again. But we also did a video on the song "Which Side Are You On?", which comes out of Harlan County, Kentucky. And it was about how the elite members of society, the most well-off people, fought unionization by sicking the cops on potential union members. And they roughed them up. They killed them. So when I see Charley Crockett mention this, warms my heart. Dude knows his history. And I think that's another humongous issue in this country, is the fact that you have a country artist who is telling you and making these direct references, and the country people just don't pick up on it. Not everybody, but it seems like a majority don't pick up on it. Because to write something as stupid as, "I don't understand why an artist feels like they have a finger on the pulse of society and they assume they have some bold political statement everyone cares about. We don't pay you to think." Did you ever listen to old school country? They would hate you. They would despise these comments. I mean, it is remarkable to go from Chris Christopherson calling out media hypocrisies, politicians being hypocritical. If he were to be alive today, he would be shunned for those comments. He would be called woke, blue-haired leftist, anything that you could think of. And that dude was a patriot by every means of the definition. But they view that term as Jason Aldean, who talks about try that in a small town, which is a direct reference to lynching black people and the troubled history in this country. He's talking about sundown towns. The visuals of his music video are intentional, but these commenters, that's who they stand. I gotta be honest with you, I follow a lot of music, and modern day country has just driven me insane because it feels like they would rather represent MAGA, hardcore Republicans, and what they deem American values, and they would rather jerk off to the flag than represent the people who really play their stuff. It is mind-blowing, and maybe it's another video about how the radio stations in this country really screwed over the artists and country music through legislation. Well, that's another topic for another day. Hey, I appreciate you watching. Now, if you can, please do become a channel member. by going to youtube.com/TYT Sports and clicking the join button. If that's too much for you, you can just go to tyt.com/join to become a member. It helps all of us out here at the Young Turks and keeps our network afloat. In addition, you could follow me on my socials on Twitter, Instagram, and TikTok. Appreciate the love. Have a great day.